We've received our data from the internet, we've fired off a signal, so all we need to do now is subscribe to that signal and update our UI. Alright, so we fired off our listings received in our data model. Now recall our data model is held in the property cross main item. And what we want to do is in our search page, when we get that signal of data received, we want to subscribe to that signal. So somewhere in here, and you might want to structure these things so you can recognize what you've done. I'm going to put my connection at the bottom of the file. So let's make a new connection. Specify our target as the data model. Remember that's in the property cross main item. And then we've got to give it some a job to do when it's done something like listings received. So when it hears on listings received, what's it going to do? Well, it's going to show the listings. And it's seeing if we, so hang on a sec. We have the function here that says show listings and defines whether we should show favorites or not. Well, we don't want to show any favorites because we've received some data, so we don't know if they're favorites or not. Obviously, that would be different if you were saving the user's favorites data on your own server, then you'd have to change that. But we're not doing that. And then we're going to have another one called on location received. We haven't delved into that yet, but we want to eventually allow the user just to say, use my location, and it will go ahead and do that. So if it does that, we're going to say if the search input dot placeholder text is equal to, and I know I'm hard coding a string here, I know this is bad, looking for location, dot, 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 then we can change that to search input dot placeholder text, not color, is equal to simply search. So let's make sure we've used that precise string in our input. So I don't think we've done that yet anywhere. I'm sure you'll point out in the comments if we have. Oh no, we have. There it is. It's the QS translation. Perhaps we should translate these, but I'm not going to for the sake of speed because you guys know about that already. So now we have our connection to the data model. Okay, so that's all fine. We've got our data and we need to show the listings. So let's start to fill out this show listings section a little. So what are we going to have? Let's say if the navigation stack depth is equal to 1, so there's only one item on it, then what we want to do is navigation stack dot pop all except first and push. That's a mouthful. All that means is get rid of all the pages that you're showing except for the first one and then push another page. What other page? Well, this is going to be the list of results. So we're going to get rid of everything except the first page and put a list of results on top of our current navigation stack. Now, what is this component called? Well, we're going to call it something like list page component. And we're calling it a component because it's actually going into this particular page. We're not calling it from somewhere else. We're going to tell it that the favorites, so this is a property we're going to pass into it, is equal to favorites that we've passed in. It's equal to that. And then what do I have to do here? Probably close up my curly braces. I think all of my brackets line up. Yep, so that's all good. Okay, so let's create that particular component. So we can do it right here in line. Component, give it the ID that we've already specified, which is list page component. And what is this list page component going to contain? Well, it's going to contain a new page. Listings list page. And we haven't made that yet, so it's going to throw up an error, but we're going to make that in the next section.